That is especially true when it comes to the climate crisis, which is why we will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. With that, I thank you all. This is a matter of urgent priority for all of us, and I know we will work on this together.
Oh, there he is. I was going to say, Clyde can post on Twitter all morning, but he can't join us on time for some reason. Getting as bad as Mark. You better watch out.
That's true.
You better watch out. We're going to end up having Trey report you to DHS and get you deported.
No, we'll just send him to Gitmo. That's what we'll do.
I think that's the plan, really. I'm trying to
he's gonna
so I can get Mark out. Yeah,
he's gonna infiltrate Gitmo.
Yep. Gotta free my Canadian brother. Was that the astronaut clip, or was that another?
No, that was her talking about. Well, since Biden's been talking about how climate change is worse than the threat of nuclear war, that I figured it was a good time to post Kamala talking about how we're going to work together to fight the climate change together by working together. And we're all in this together, and we're going to do it together.
One of those together. She like, it amazes me how poor her vocabulary is. Like the lack of. I don't even know.
So I was telling Stephanie we were actually listening to the one that you're talking about. And in fact, let me play that. We'll just go ahead and let's just get this out. We'll just get this out of the way now.
When is her birthday? We need to just save these all for a Kamala birthday bash.
I don't know. Here we go.
Which brings me to May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up. They waved to their families, and they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped
you guys are riding an elevator
and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
Is she telling this to a room full of kindergartners, or is she talking to adults?
Who knows?
Because I'm almost positive she was like talking to adults. So I told
she doesn't know who she's talking to half the time. I'm sure.
I told
Stephanie, am I going to have to suck a dick or not? I don't know. What do
I told Stephanie that it makes me think of my mom. My mom was a preschool teacher for over 20 years, and a lot of times she would talk to me and my brother and my dad like we were preschoolers. Like it was just how she communicated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kamala spent a lot of time working with the police. And we know that the police have like IQ restrictions. You can only have so high of an IQ to qualify. Is it possible that this is just the way that she had to talk to them? And so it's so ingrained in her that that's how she talks to everybody. Like you have to talk to everybody like they're a 5-year-old.
Talk it down, like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that could be. See, if she had done other things in her life that made me think she was smart enough to realize she had to dumb it down, I might believe that. But I just think she's that dumb, like in general, you know, that she's not even trying. That's just her. That's her maximum control of the English language, right?
Well,
there.
I know,
that's the only way
I
she
know
knows how to
some
do it.
redneck hicks who actually have like a wider vocabulary and are capable of like at least articulating a little bit better than the way that Kamala does. Like, so it's like what? Like you're supposedly college educated. You've been in a professional, like in top tier organizations, and you're still this like.
Did you just call California government top tier organization?
I mean, in California, it is. It's, it's.
I mean, it's no Florida, but
comparatively speaking, it's very middle of the road or fairly low. But for California, it is the top of the line.
Yeah, top tier.
Yeah. It's
top tier.
Like this is a top tier
podcast
morning show.
Yeah.
For what we do.
Sometimes. Depends on the day.
Last Friday, we were definitely top tier.
I have to go back and watch Monday, huh?
Today we're struggling a little bit. Monday was good. I thought Monday was good. What did we talk about Monday? I don't even remember.
I don't know. You told me to go back and watch it, and I said no.
I told you to go back and watch all of them, though. Speaking of climate change and Biden and whatever that is, Biden says that global warming is a bigger threat to humanity than nuclear war during a New York speech. Let's see if we actually get the speech here.
Keep it quilted means you
keeping it quilted.
Quilted.
And just see these commercials and I think about wiping my ass and it just gets me all excited.
To Ukraine.
I'll see the Charmin commercials or whatever. The bear doing just doing the big toilet paper. Okay, this seems completely unrelated.
Yeah, unrelated. All right.
I hate when they do that. I don't know, like, if they want to have a video, why don't they just have the video for the things they want to talk about?
I hate that there's videos. I just want to read the article or at least pretend that I read the article. I don't have time to sit there and watch a video.
Quit having the video pop up, or especially when you go to like if you do a Google search for something like how to do something, and it pulls up a YouTube video with somebody taking 20 minutes to show you how to do it. I'm like, just give me the fucking instruction manual. I can read it in 4. Like, why?
I usually just go to Pornhub when I try to figure out how to get things done.
I bet the tutorials there are a lot more.
How to get her out of
that
the
guy
dryer.
That guy fixes the sink immediately because he's got to get banging.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, President Biden gave Manhattan donors an update on his thoughts about nuclear war Tuesday, saying that he is currently viewing global warming as a greater threat. Less than 4 months after he casually told a different set of New York City donors that the world was so close to nuclear Armageddon, and they've moved the doomsday clock up to 35 minutes to midnight, or I don't know.
I thought it was 90 right now.
90 is it? I don't know.
No.
How does that work exactly? Because it's been 90 minutes since then and nothing's happened. The whole thing is just a giant scare tactic.
It is a giant scare tactic, and if you do any level of research on it, it's essentially just like a control mechanism where they say okay, this is where we believe that it's getting close, and essentially if it was 1 minute to midnight, then they're believe that nuclear war is going to happen any second now. That's how they do it, but they keep moving it around, and they've always kept it kind of close, which is funny because it's oh well, it's 3 hours to midnight. Oh well, it's an hour to midnight, and all this kind of stuff but it's completely fake and arbitrary.
I mean, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, shouldn't it have reset to not even close? That's the.
Yeah, well, it's funny because it's they just arbitrarily reset it. Oh well, now we're gonna set this because we believe it's about to be nuclear war, and then all of a sudden they just as soon as we don't think it's gonna be nuclear war, so we'll set it back to 3 hours back. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't quite make any sense.
I don't know. It's all I remember it in the very beginning when I first kind of learned about it as a little kid. It's what is this? This is absolutely retarded. Like I didn't take it serious then, and I wasn't jaded, or there was no lens that I was looking through. There was no, this is a little kid with like, bright eyes listening to the powers that be, and it was like, this is stupid. Like,
Yeah, it's funny because like I don't see, as it stands, like there's not like either, if Russia was going to do nuclear war, they probably would have already done it. And so maybe Biden is like he's saying something so stupid that it's actually like somewhat correct, like because like, oh yeah, we don't have a threat of nuclear war, but like we have this stupid thing that I'm concerned about, climate change or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think, honestly,
because I really think Russia, if they wanted to drop nukes, they would have already done it. Like it would have been something that they would have opted for.
The people who are pushing nuclear war as some like impending doom that's about to happen, Russia's not going to nuke Ukraine. Like that's right. That's right in their backyard.
Well,
that's what they're trying to. That's what they're trying to annex. If you believe all the leftists, like they're trying to annex Ukraine. They're not going to nuke that. They're not going to nuke a country that's like within a few hundred miles away, which is what literally all of Europe is. It's like the whole thing is the size of fucking Texas, and they have absolutely no reason to send nukes to the U.S. because like what
are they going to do? Like
right, that's mutually assured destruction. Like if you shoot nukes at the U.S., then the U.S. is going to shoot nukes back, and then you don't accomplish anything anyway. And they're not, and they're allies with Ukraine, right? And they're allies with China. So like,
are nukes even real?
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, like we have all this, and we forget the fact that like they're not even real. I mean,
is this like a bird real thing, or
Claude's going down like the real conspiracies? Like, okay,
is that why we can't ever get nuclear energy to take off? Is because it's not actually real? Like it's all just a big like dog and pony show?
I don't know. I've never looked into that part of it.
I mean, that would make sense. Like everybody's like, oh, you do if you actually want, clean energy, then you need to go nuclear. But nothing ever happens with going nuclear because it's not actually real. It's all fake.
Probably. That makes sense. Right?
And instead, we're just going to destroy the planet with fossil fuels and bring about. So Biden used the wrong terminology. Because
does he ever use the right terminology? I mean, like.
Well, he's still living in the 1990s, so he referred to it as global warming,
not climate change anymore.
Not climate change, but which I've talked about this on a couple of episodes.
They keep changing the language, so he's so old he gets confused. He's like, oh, global warming.
Well, the reason they went away from global warming, it was
because it wasn't actually warming. Like,
no, it was a decade ago or so. Polling found that, generally speaking, people did not mind the idea of global warming. People hate winter. They hate cold weather. Global warming was almost across the board viewed as an overall good thing. So that's when they changed it to climate change and stopped focusing on El Nino and La Nina and all of that stuff, and like the warming, how the planet was getting warmer, because their polling discovered that people were actually on board with global warming and that it wasn't accomplishing what they hoped it would.
That's great. That's great. Yeah,
I do kind of wish it was warmer.
Yeah, everybody's sitting around looking out their window, like literally right now when it's 25 degrees and the whole world is covered in ice. And I'm like, you know what? I could go for 60 today. That'd be nice. It would be awesome if it never got below 45 here. I would not complain a bit. And if it's a little warmer in the summer, that just means I get to spend more time in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want it any warmer here because like it already gets up to 100 in the summer.
Oh, that was interesting or fun living in the Mississippi Delta where it's 90 degrees in March.
Yeah.
I moved back up when I moved back north. One of my facility managers, he's like, "It's gonna be real hot today, so take care of yourself and don't get dehydrated." I was like, dude, it's gonna be 89. It's not. You're not even breaking into the 90s. So like this is March weather in the Mississippi Delta. I don't know what you're talking about. I will be perfectly fine. Thank you.
It's the humidity, right?
Yeah, especially in Mississippi.
All right. I don't know, man. Did they ever have a competition like see like they should do something with kids to have like a competition with kids. You write like an essay or something, you can go have ice cream with like Joe Biden.
Oh no.
I don't think that sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
What's wrong with you? We're trying to get him to stop sniffing kids, not give him more opportunity to sniff more kids.
Not give him a kid to sniff all day.
And imagine how many of those poor kids are going to end up with ice cream in their hair, because he's just going to be sitting there all like willy nilly with the cone. It's like, vanilla.
God.
Yeah, I'm tired of it all of it, man.
But you were talking about Kamala's lack of ability to utilize the English language. Here are some things that we need to stop saying. We need to evolve away from using violent language. So we're going to take a second to look at these and figure out how we can be better at not using violent language. So instead of saying we're going to pull the trigger, say we're going to launch. Instead of
that sounds like
so
a
dumb.
sex euphemism.
Yeah.
We're
a lot of these are sounding very sexual. So I feel like we're moving
I'll take the first pass at it.
right. I feel like we're moving away from violent.
Did we start too
into,
soon?
like some BDSM type of language.
I won't avoid it any longer. Yeah, that'll feed two birds with one stone.
Instead of kill two birds with one stone, we're gonna feed
What's
two
the
birds.
dude?
With one
We're British
stone.
now.
Dumbest shit
What's
I've
the
ever
due date? Like you finish up and like, what's the due date?
But yeah, deadline is off the table. You can't talk about people working in a field anymore because that's racist. Let's see. Pick our battles. We now have to choose our opportunities. Shoot me an email is just send me an email. But that sounds so boring.
Yeah.
Overkill. We're now going to replace that with it was a bit excessive.
I bombed the
Roll with the punches.
I always say like I 9/11 the presentation. I've changed that altogether. But,
Take a shot in the dark. That's Alec Baldwin is not allowed to use that anymore. Just take a guess from now on.
That's part of his contract that after he gets out of jail.
Instead of softening the blow, we're going to make it a little easier. Actually, softening the blow is a good one though, because that doesn't have to be violent language. Like sometimes people fall down, and you need. I talked about this in my most recent Substack. Like sometimes you fall down, and people who don't know how to fall will end up getting hurt. Like learning how to soften the blow.
You gotta roll with it.
Roll with the punches is a important thing in life. We're not just moving forward and making it easier.
there's a couple of these
forward, instead of
that,
rolling
like-
with the punches. Think about it this way: if you move forward instead of rolling with the punches, aren't you just gonna get hit in the face more?
That's right. Just keep walking. Just keep walking into it, bitch.
Just keep walking forward. Like you don't roll. You don't roll either way. You just walk forward. Just get like impaled with the fist there.
I mean, what else are we going to do if not beat the dead horse? We got to tenderize it somehow.
You can eat
Otherwise,
it.
it's not going
Make
to be
some
very
Jello. Hey,
Well, that's why we're beating it.
yeah.
Tenderization.
Okay.
I was blown away by her
Let's
presentation.
not tenderize the horse. Just do that.
kicking
That's Kamala's favorite.
kicking around an idea like the dog. I'm kidding. I don't kick my dogs. They're good dogs. I mean, that one day he took a shit on the bed, and I literally picked him up and threw him out the door, but I didn't kick him.
My dog hears you.
He's like, dog. I heard that.
This one we can't use for Alec Baldwin anymore either. He's a straight shooter in the meetings. We got to say he's very direct in shooting that chick.
See, I always thought straight shooter. I just I don't know. I guess that one. But no, a lot of these I think like you're kind of, I don't know, like jumping the gun, right? Like that's not really shooting somebody. That's like, a race. or an event or a start. You know, like you're jumping.
Right.
Like
Jumping
it's
the gun is literally about the starting gun in a race, and
like
And it's not even a real gun. Like the whole point
no,
is like it's not.
blanks,
It's not.
no.
You know.
and why is blown away have to
I
be
know.
about a bomb or something? Like,
I've seen the Weather Channel.
that's right.
You know,
There's some pretty strong gusts
seen
of
it.
wind.
Yeah, that's what I do on my free time. Watch those guys get blown around by big giant fans off screen.
Here's that using positive language instead of negative language, saying that's not a bad idea. Instead, we're supposed to say that's a good idea. Well, maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe it just wasn't a bad idea. Like,
Yeah,
Not a lot of the
you
We're
gotta,
missing some
you gotta
nuance
say
there,
everything's
really.
a good idea. Like you just gotta say, "Oh, that's a good idea." Like, and then you all of a sudden just axe it like completely. Like, it's like, no, we're not using that. That was a good idea, but we're just axing that. No.
taking one for the team.
that's very sexual.
Because I always took that to be like as like a gangbang type idiom.
That's the
You know?
wingman. That's the wingman thing. Like you're
No,
taking one for the team. You're gonna bang the ugly chick so that somebody else can go home with the hot chick, with the knowledge that in some other time
You're
it's
gonna
be
get the hot chick.
The
and then-
situation is gonna be reversed, and your buddy is gonna go bang the fat ugly chick so that you can get the hot chick. That's taking one for the team.
That's lying to yourself, man.
I mean,
It never
at
works
the
out.
end
like
of the
that.
night, pussy's pussy, I guess.
Sometimes, not always, man. I mean, you need in today's world that is definitely not. A
it
true
might
statement.
not be. It might be Dylan Mulvaney.
I did post my response to that one chick. That said
Smells
that
like poo.
she feels like Dylan Mulvaney is hotter than her, and I said, you might be a 5, but in this day and age, not having a penis gives you 2 points, so that puts you at a 7. And while Dylan may be an 8 now, having a penis takes away 2 points, so now he's a 6. You're a 7, he's a 6. You won. Take your W's where you can get them. She did not respond. She didn't block me either, so maybe it was taken.
She knows. She realizes there's grains of truth in there.
We're speaking of violent language. Imagine a world where it's easier to get an AK-47 assault rifle than a Visa. I got a Visa.
Who is
when I
that
was-
chick?
That's Kristen Bell.
I don't remember that name.
These stars want America to put down its guns. Yeah, well, stop living in gated communities with armed security, and maybe we'll consider it. I remember getting my first Visa in college, and I don't think I could have just walked to a random ass booth and signed a piece of paper and gotten an AK-47 while I was in college. If I could have, I would have 7 of them.
Yeah.
that I'm willing to admit to. Kind of like most college kids have with credit cards.
I couldn't even I had to do one of those deposit cards to start, so because I didn't do where I signed on with my parents or whatever, so I didn't have any credit so I had to do one of those secured cards. So I even then it was harder to get a credit card than it would So I don't know, it's but still you don't have to do the background check that you have to do for buying a gun. They don't. All they do is they say, okay, did you pay $500? And then okay, you get a credit line of $500. That's it. So it's not I can go in there and them not check me, but so it doesn't make any sense. None of these comparisons ever make any sense.
So this is like a montage of all of these celebrities saying that they want us to do away with guns. Kristen
Why do we
Bell
still
here.
listen to celebrities? Why do people still give them?
We don't, but the people that are in power do.
Kim Kardashian says, your parents and mothers begging for action. Yeah, we know Kim Kardashian. We know you're begging for action. If Pete Davidson's not getting it done, I'm sure
I mean, I thought Kanye was getting it done, but apparently not.
Nah, he got weaseled out. He got Jewed out of it.
Who is this? I can't see this stuff, man.
It looks like Brittany Murphy, but it's apparently not. Apparently, they did not resurrect Brittany Murphy from the dead. This is Lily Reinhart, who I have never heard of before, but she says that she asks who has to die for the laws to change. There's Kristen Bell saying dumb shit. Oh, Matthew McConaughey, we had him. Actually, I've got a intro.
Hey, he's got my hat, dude.
Does that make you
That's
feel?
my damn hat.
Does that make you feel more or less gay? Seeing him with your hat.
Yeah. No, well,
I mean,
now that
he
I
is
see him
Matthew
in it, I'm like,
McConaughey.
I know, but like I wore it first, and so it kind of pisses me off.
I mean,
This looks really big and kind of frumpy on his head. Yours like has a tighter, more crisp fit to it.
he's got that bowl head. Like he's got like a big bowl head, kind of.
Where was it? Somebody said something. There was some. Was it Robert Reich, or was it
Oh god.
Dash? One of them was like, the Second Amendment doesn't like guarantee your right to or doesn't permit mass murder or something like that. It's just like, man, these people that like,
Yeah, no shit.
they're like retard. Like it doesn't like. There's no thought process. It's just like, oh hey, nice hat, Justin.
I'm trying to get the full picture. Oh damn it, where'd it go? I was trying to pull up the full picture of Justin Bieber because this is the most ridiculous outfit I've ever seen in my life. Like
Is he wearing the underwear outside the pants?
he's wearing a suit. It's a gray suit, but he's got just a beater on underneath the jacket, and the jacket is like 7 sizes too big. Hangs way down past the tips of his fingers. The pants are way too big. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
You didn't
in
see
my
the
life.
thing that Kanye wore that one time for a video?
On Alex Jones.
No, the
Yeah.
That's all.
the big
I'm saying
suit.
this is worse. I still
The
think
big
this is
suit.
worse. I still
Oh.
think this is worse.
I don't know, man. Wait. Speaking of visas, getting a visa. Did you see the article I sent? I'm not sure which one it was about the immigrants in Midtown Manhattan.
What was that?
So they put up, New York City has a bunch of migrants coming in, and so they put them up in a hotel in Midtown, and they've been staying there, and they just opened up the Brooklyn terminal, the cruise terminal, the shipping terminal. And there's like migrant housing in there, and they tried to get them all to go down. Some of them went down and came back and said, it's no good. This is not the same. This is not adequate for us. We're not going anywhere. So they like started sleeping in the street outside of the hotel, and they're protesting, and they won't leave the hotel now. And it's just like, big squatter camp in the middle of Midtown
New
Manhattan.
Chaz, like the new Chaz.
It's just, it's like,
there's a solution to that.
it's just like, what do you expect, right? Like like, what did you expect to happen? Did you expect them to leave
you summoned
peacefully?
Carlos.
Like, I don't know. It just, and they had gone through, I guess, and it was like the first ones that they were moving out of the hotel were like the single males without families and stuff, and that was like a big, problem.
Yes, Corey, he actually did. Justin Bieber sold the rights to all of his music for like
Really?
$300 million.
Did you see him in?
That can't be real, can it?
I mean, that's probably the best path for him, like to sell the rights to his music and then just kind of like live off of that.
What's going on here?
This is what Kanye was in for one of his music videos.
That's awesome.
That actually looks much more stylish than what Justin Bieber is wearing in his picture.
See, because this you had to like go out of your way to be like ridiculous, right? Like that took like some thinking, and Justin Bieber just went in like, you know, Shaq's closet and pulled out a suit. Like there's no go down to Goodwill and get, you know, the plus size, and we're all good.
Yeah, pretty much. What else we got on the docket for today? Remove that. Did we talk much about the Memphis shooting, or not shooting, the Memphis beating?
Tyreek.
There's a white guy has been charged now too.
Yep.
Is
he charged, or did they just like?
I don't
put
know.
him on, like
I don't think
with
he's actually
pay.
been charged. He's currently suspended pending investigation.
Wait, Dale Hughley's doing the Daily Show?
I don't know. You sent the article.
I thought it was the South African guy.
What? Trevor
The Daily
Noah?
Show. Yeah, Trevor Noah.
Didn't he resign?
Huh, what?
Didn't Trevor Noah resign?
Yeah, I think he's quitting.
It says stand-in host D.L. Hughley. Says
Yeah, no,
5
that's what
cops
I'm like.
charged over.
Yeah, Stan, I guess. Yeah.
The reason they were arrested so quickly is because they were black, not because there were literally just tons and tons and tons of video evidence showing them literally beating this guy to death.
That like, it just. Of course, I mean, there's got to be a white guy involved, like regardless, you know, whether he is or not. Like, but it just why this isn't about race. It's not about race. Like, stop making it about race. Like,
but you gotta realize that's the
beating
goose
someone
that
else
lays
to
the
death.
golden egg.
Yeah, I know,
Like-
but like, if people really cared about like ending police violence, right? About all this stuff, you'd point it all out, right? And it wouldn't be just about, you know, oh, this black guy got beaten, or, you know, these white cops are racist. It's like all of them. It doesn't matter what color they are under that uniform. They're blue and they're a freaking army, and they can do whatever the hell they want to you, and it doesn't matter. Like that's the point here, right? Is that it's us versus them. It's not, you know, them versus, you know, black people. It's everybody who's not a cop, you know? Like I don't know. That pisses me off.
Well, and you get all these weird scenarios, like the one, I don't know if you saw the one going around the other day, like where they had some guy shot at the cops, and then the cops go and rough him up. Okay, maybe that's a little bit much, but like if he's shooting at the cops, like like if somebody shot at me and I could you know get them on the ground or whatever, like you bet I'm gonna like lay into them.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no reason like that I'd give them any kind of leeway, like if they were shooting at me. But
well, and that's like the thing with the white cop in the Memphis thing that's currently under investigation, is he was part of the initial traffic stop for this guy. So apparently this guy got stopped and was like,
yeah, he got stopped twice, I think.
He got pulled out of his car
and
ran
then away.
ran, and it's the white cop who was part of the first one, even though he had nothing to do with the actual beating itself. He had his body cam on, and he can be heard on the body cam whenever this guy runs away saying, "I hope they beat your ass." So now, he's obviously he is responsible for the ass beating, because he said, "I hope they beat your ass." He willed it into existence. It was not actually those.
He was commanding.
Those black cops.
They were just taking
orders.
orders.
They were just taking orders, and this is entirely racism. They were not acting of their own volition or free will. They were under strict orders from their white master to beat this guy. That's what it was.
He was like,
we got to the bottom of it. We solved the mystery of why 5 black guys would beat up another black guy. Never mind, you know, if you go to Fight Haven on Twitter. You can watch like just video after video after video of that. But no. It
That's a good account to follow.
it really is highly entertaining.
Jesus.
Notice a pattern.
I mean, I get it. You know, I like. I don't know though. If you're a cop, like you should be held to a higher standard, right? If somebody shoots at me as a civilian and I put them on the ground, yeah, okay. Like it goes a lot further. You know what I mean? Like you can take it a lot further, right? When it's just like one-on-one. When you're, I mean, you know, a teacher can discipline a child, but there's guidelines they have to follow. They can't discipline a child the same way a parent can discipline a child. You know what I mean? Like it's different. As a cop, like you can't discipline somebody the same way like another civilian can discipline somebody. Like,
well, now a parent can't even discipline a child, like, you know, so
I really want to
Fair.
find the video of what Jay Forte is talking about, because I hear this dude was like on his nubs trying to like
Yes.
run away from,
Hold
like
on.
running on nubs trying to get away from him. Sounds like
Wait,
just too
what?
fucking hilarious.
Oh no,
Is-
I didn't
is
see
that
that
what-
one.
is that why I saw like a meme about it?
Did you see the
swear I
one
saw a
in North
meme like that. I
Carolina?
didn't think it was
Did you
real.
guys? There was in North Carolina, the video that came out. It was shooting. The cop shot a guy back in December.
Mm-mm.
There was like a 911 call, and the cops show up to this guy's trailer or something, and he's like, they're clearly like in bed sleeping, like there's nothing going on, and you know they call him out, and he's all like disoriented. You know, he opens the door with his wife. They're probably in their 50s maybe. And he's got like a flashlight, and he's like, "What's going on?" You know, he might have swore at them, told them, you know, something, I don't know. But he got his hands up. He came out. He was coming out of the trailer. They shot him twice. He survived. And the news was all, you know, printed all this confrontation, you know, like cops, blah, blah. And then it comes out later, like he had security cameras in his house.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah. Okay, I did
and
see
it
that.
showed it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
'cause
five
they were
minutes in,
like,
the cop's like,
"Oh."
"Oh shit, he's got a video."
Cameras. Oh, these cameras. Yeah, that one was pretty messed up because like they just force entry. They throw their like drone in there, and then all of a sudden he finds the drone, and because he comes out there with the drone with his hands up too,
Mhm.
they still shoot him. Like, see that one I was like, okay, what's the point of this? Like, why? Like, do we even know if they had probable cause? I mean, they can make up probable cause.
They said it was a 911 call. Somebody placed a 911 call earlier about shots fired. So it was like a well check or something.
Did y'all see that article I posted in the Twitter chat from? It's on Facebook. Spike Cohen had posted it
Mm-mm.
about the teacher in Alaska.
No, I stay off Facebook.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. I tag you all the time on shit.
Stop it. I have to go remove them all now. Damn it.
All right. Here we go. Let me get it pulled up right quick, because this one is pretty exceptionally fucked up. So here's a lady. Here's these two
jacked her from.
jerk offs that are the cops in this story. So this is Mary Fulp. She was Alaska's 2022 Principal of the Year. And these are the two troopers who illegally took Mary to a psychiatric hospital against her will, where she was forcibly injected with drugs. Why'd they do this? Because someone gave them a phony court order to do it. Who gave it to them? They won't say. Mary has over 15 years of experience as a school principal and earned a widespread respect among Alaska's educational community, as well as countless students and parents. On January 15th, Mary, a devout Christian, announced on a Facebook live stream from her home that she had a renewed sense of the Holy Spirit and the ability to speak in tongues. Speaking in tongues is a belief held by many millions of Christians around the world. After watching the live stream, some of Mary's family members went to her home on January 18th and confronted her. When Mary refused to recant her beliefs, they called 911. Alaska state troopers arrived to determine that Mary had done nothing wrong and posed no threat to herself or anyone, and asked Mary if she wanted her family members trespassed. She said no, she just wanted them to leave, so they did, along with the troopers. A few hours later, two other state troopers responded to a 911 caller who claimed to have a signed order from a judge ordering for Mary to be placed in an involuntary psychiatric hold. Without verifying the authenticity of this order, the troopers went to Mary's home and took her against her will to Matsu Regional Medical Center. Once there, her belongings were taken from her. She was forced to undergo blood work, a CT scan, and an EKG and other procedures. She was injected against her will with psychotropic drugs. And all of this was done under police watch to ensure that she complied. On January 20th, 2 days after she was forcibly admitted, the Alaska Department of Public Safety discovered that the order may be fake.
How do they even get hold up? How do they even get an order to inject her with drugs like that? Like how can they forcibly inject? I mean, especially like psychotropic drugs. Like why can they? That should never be allowed. Like to like have them take you and put you, drug you.
This, like Dak says, this is murder rage kind of shit. Like when I was reading this earlier, I was like, these guys, firing these guys isn't good enough. And whoever filed the report,
public execution,
the family members who filed the report, they deserve no less. I get it. Like as Christians, we're supposed to turn the other cheek and everything. I feel like societally we're past that point, and it's time to start clapping motherfuckers.
But it's not even like
God forgive me.
Like the cops and the people involved, like the family or whatever.
You do that like just right before, like you just
some Boondock Saints shit there.
Hell yeah.
Like it's not even like that's a problem, right? They're a problem. The cops are a problem. Like, but the fact that that's even possible to do to someone based on like, oh, we think this person's insane, we think, whatever, that you can just go do that and strap them down and give them all these tests and put drugs in them. Like the fact that that's even an option, like how like what?
Right. If I have to go through background checks and a waiting period and all kinds of other bullshit for me to buy a gun, then the police should have to go through background checks, waiting period, and all kinds of other bullshit to enforce a warrant or something like that. Or in this case, to, maybe verify that the court order is actually legit. Like, how
do they not do any investigations?
Even with a court order, how can you like just strap someone down like that and I mean, like,
so
my question is,
shouldn't there be a medical review or something? Like, have a doctor come in and look at this person before you start doing this? Like, we're just going off of...
Or investigator. Like, there's no, like, what happened to investigators? Like, it seems like there's no such thing as investigation anymore. It's just like, okay, well, we're going to accuse somebody of something and then we go with it. Like, there's no, like, okay, we send a private investigator out or something like that, check everything out, see if what we believe is the truth, and have that person like figure it out. Like, is this person lying? Is this person doing all these kind of things? Are they doing a legal activity? It's just like, we're going to trap you or we're going to send goons to you and just like see what happens. If
That's crazy. Speaking in tongues. Get you. That sounds like a religious violation.
I mean, you would think it would be.
Right.
Yeah, I would think she's got some opportunity for legal action and settlements and stuff like that. Which the fucking thing that sucks about that is it won't come out of their actual pockets. It'll
be public money,
right? Yeah. And it's tax money that pays all that stuff off. Like that's the problem with the whole qualified immunity thing. Not that we're saying anything that the people who are watching us don't already know, but like that's.
Oh, man.
But they should have like a process of like, whether it be, okay, is this a medical situation? Honestly, they should have all kind of protocol of like, okay, is this a medical situation? Well, we need to let medical eval them, and then if medical evals them, they say that okay, they're legitimately
right. Like when you go to trial for something, that you've done something, they give you a psychological examination to determine if you're fit for jail or if you need to go to like a psychiatric institute or something like that. How does this woman just get picked up off of a fucking phone call and taken and injected with shit? Like, shouldn't there be some sort of finding out what, like,
wicked long process?
how do they even know what they're giving her isn't going to do like irreparable damage? Do you have?
Is it going to
like,
cause seizures or something like cause her to like
Probably just gave her the COVID vaccine.
And this video is getting taken down. Thanks, Clyde.
Like, you know, just to it's interesting, right? That she professes that she can speak in tongues, and then hours later she's like, you know,
getting picked
strapped
up
down, getting injected, and
I wonder if
can't
she's
have any of that.
I wonder if she's a relatively recent convert or like became a Christian in her adult life. Like to have her family.
Well, if her family is like, you know, no, then I would imagine it's,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it seems like the family might be as big a problem as anything there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the family probably needs to be locked up. Like honestly, if you make a falsy like call to the police, like you should be locked up. Like that should be how it goes. Okay, well that person's not in the wrong. You're in the wrong for calling the cops on them. Like
right,
so,
false reporting or whatever. Like
Yeah, but we got to give the cops something to do, you know.
do
We
we?
can't just. I mean, they're in Alaska. What else are they doing? You know.
Are they not staying busy enough, like issuing speeding tickets to people who are doing 63 and a 55, $140? Fucking
Yes.
or waiting on a 25, like on a road that's 25. Oh my god, my road here is 25. I swear, like the cops will just patrol it sometimes, and I'm like, I literally had to put cruise control on because I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna be able to go 25 on this freaking road.
Yeah. I drive the speed limit all the time.
Because you're an old woman. We already knew that.
I gotta get some video cameras, man.
It's
I
set up
gotta-
in the house, yeah. Like, I
For
mean,
real.
I keep this one on most of the time, but I need to set up a few everywhere else too. Because I mean,
gotta figure that out.
if they show up, they're showing up here.
Yeah.
They're probably not coming to the house across the street because this is where I have all my mail sent, even though I technically
This is where you broadcast from, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be over there when they show up, and then I can. But the problem is all my guns.
Send the
are over
Roomba
here.
out.
Like I've only got minimal
So you-
amount of weaponry across the street, so
You
I
need a
I need to
Roomba
move some
and
stuff over there.
A remote control Roomba for this house that you can control from across the street.
The Claymore Roomba, like have that.
Look at that, trying to play it off like his phone doesn't know that word.
Sure. Let's see. Let's have something light and fun to close on.
You said Spike Lee, and I was like, wait, what? I was thinking like the director guy.
I'm pretty sure I said Spike Cohen.
Yeah, no, but I thought you said Spike Lee, and I was like, huh? That's what I heard anyway.
I can't do that to my poor dog. I guess if it's just a stuffed dog, like you're talking about, like from Scrubs, like Rowdy. Is that what you mean? Not like actually packing Tenorite in one of my dogs. That feels like it would be way too messy.
You'd enjoy that. The packing part, anyway.
Pretty sure I would get bit a few times.
That's why you got to call that girl we talked about a couple weeks ago.
What? Oh,
Never mind.
yes, I remember which one you're talking about now.
Oh god.
Oh, I love this lady.
We need to check back in on her and see how she's doing.
I think we should just ignore her.
Ignore that.
I
Move
think we
on
need to
in
go
life.
back there.
No. Suburban school worker charged with stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings from the district. I don't even know how you get that much chicken wings out. But
This had to be over like the course of like 20 years. She'd like, take 5 at a time, stuff them in her pocket, bring them home, feed her kids. Like,
we'll see what the video has to say about it.
She just steals a bag like a
About
week.
a year and a half. What the school worker allegedly did with a large amount of chicken wings is still unknown. But she's in custody.
What do they care
She's
what
accused
she
of
did with
placing unauthorized purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders.
What do you think she's doing?
66-year-old
with
Vera
them?
Liddell is a former Harvey School District 152 employee. She's at the center of a major theft scheme that brewed during the COVID-19 pandemic when students weren't allowed in the classroom. Liddell worked for Harvey Schools for more than a decade. She was a food services director, but after her tenure, she was hired as a consultant in July 2020. In that role, she was in charge of placing food orders. Between July 2020 to February 2022, Cook County prosecutors allege she used her
Of
position
course,
to
it's Cook
embezzle
County.
$1.5 million from the school district. Court documents accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the district's food provider, Gordon Food Service, GFS, and picking them up with the district's cargo van. At this time, it's not clear what Liddell did with them, but a proffer presented at her bond hearing last week says the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. It goes on to say even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. The scheme was uncovered January 2022 by the district's business manager during a mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $3,000 over its budget and were only halfway through the school year. Court records revealed the manager discovered individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item never served to students because it contained bones.
Where
Oh
did
my
she get
God.
hot sauce, you think? Because you got to get the hot sauce for him. So, like, could she order the hot sauce, you think? Or did she have to go buy that separate?
Man,
Maybe she's trying to
never
start a
under-
restaurant. You think she's
Never
trying to start a
underestimate
restaurant?
black people's love of chicken wings. I mean,
You can't, yeah, well, there's no watermelon orders, so I don't think she was eating them herself. But
Yeah, kind of hard for the school to order watermelon.
how that's like insane, man. This is-
$1.5 million, 11,000 cases. All right, have
I want to
you-
know how many pounds of like chicken wings that was, because they get that at a discount, right? That's not
Well,
like
and
the
the-
price
a
we pay at the
case,
store.
like
Yeah.
a case. So we would get them at like Buffalo Wild Wings or at Applebee's when I worked at both of those. Like the case, it weighs like 20 pounds or so. Like it's the big like heavy bags of
Yeah.
frozen chicken
Mhm.
wings. Like that shit is so 11,000 times 20. How many pounds is that?
Oh God, I don't even know, man. Where she had to use it, right? You can't store that.
220,000 pounds worth of chicken,
Oh, God.
roughly. That's a lot of fucking chicken, man.
She got a pet alligator at home. She just
So-
feeds it to
something.
the alligator.
No, she's doing those barbecues every weekend, so she's gotta have the chicken wings.
Oh, good Lord, man. It's funny. I saw that in the Twitter chat. I saw it like come across my feed earlier in the afternoon. I was gonna send it. It's like, nah, that seems racist, but okay.
Doesn't matter. Everything's racist. Even if it's not racist, it's still racist.
Well, but you know what? I think we discovered on today's show that like even when it doesn't look like it's racism, you can always trace it back. You just gotta find the right connection.
The white person who's involved in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tell him.
There's always a white guy at the head of all of this. You've just got to connect the dots far enough until you find him.
Yeah.
He's
And
probably-
even if he wasn't
speaking
like
of
they're
schools,
all-
though, speaking of schools, though, you can show Kamala Harris talking about electric school buses.
Oh God. So we opened with
Everybody loves a big yellow school bus.
we opened with Kamala talking about some dumb shit, and we're gonna close with Kamala talking about some other dumb shit. Where's her electric school bus? Hang on, there we go.
The hood fenced meat market. Did you see that?
What were they doing with all these chicken wings though? Like for real?
She's probably selling them to local businesses.
I mean, is she like running her own, like
She's probably doing some catering out of her house.
she got a Buffalo Wild Wings knockoff restaurant somewhere like in one of the little corner of town.
Auntie's wings.
Tastes like the shit I got at school. How old is this kid?
New green bus is going to keep their signature yellow color.
These are going to remain yellow school buses because who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green.
Why does she laugh all the time? Why does she always
Because
sound
she
like
realizes. I think she you know what? I think she is smarter than we give her credit for, or at least I do. I think she's in on it, and she's just laughing at like all of the retards that lap it up and think like she's brilliant. She's laughing at the fact that she's holding
Able to
this
say-
position, you know.
her
That's
face
my
is
thought.
terrifying.
You just don't like a woman in power, Justin.
Exactly.
I mean, who does, right?
I'm racist and misogynistic and probably homophobic and transphobic. All of the things that they accuse me of, I'm those.
Did you, Corey? Why is there an 80 pound? Oh Lord! Oh man! Yeah, and those were that. Think about that. Those are boneless chicken wings. So that's even more chicken.
No. It said that's the bone. It's the
It was.
it's the traditional
Okay.
wings.
All right, all right. I thought
Because
that-
they
I
said
thought
that
they
the
were
school
boneless.
does not serve them because they have bones in them, and kids are
Oh, right.
fucking
Yeah,
stupid and get
yeah.
choked on bones or something. So, or
You
something.
never
like
had a kid choke on a bone? It's scary.
No, my kids
Yeah.
are like smart enough not to try to swallow a bone. I don't.
Never mind.
Yes.
Let's think about ice cream
Well,
cones and Joe
don't
Biden.
you have a
and-
grandkid?
I mean, what?
Is that from your that's from your boy though, not your daughter though, is it?
Not biological. But yes.
Yeah.
No. Stepson. But yes. He actually. So this is a kind of a funny story about that. He just like absolutely hates his dad, and so he was considering changing his last name because he hates his dad so much. He was considering changing his last name to our last name, but he ended up going with
Mushroom.
no.
Tomato.
He went with my wife's maiden name, because that's the grandparents that he was always closest to for all of them. So very touching in the end, even though his dad's kind of a piece of shit.
Touching.
Yeah,
indeed.
very touching.
Hmm.
I
do we
kind
need-
of feel like we might have already done this though, which every show at some point we get to that point.
Did you see the? Oh, if we want to go, we can go full retard. But hold on.
You're getting real close to the end of the show. You can't be saying that word. I get trigger happy.
Oh. Careful using those words, buddy.
So once we hit like 57 minutes, I've got it queued up, just ready to rock and roll. As soon as somebody says it, I'm gonna
See,
pull
I
the
feel like
trigger.
you're always like you because there's plenty of opportune moments, and then you just wait. And I'm like, is he waiting for like? Do we really have to just fill 60 seconds of? Where's the damn button?
What?
All right, you gotta hit me. This was the shtick. I was gonna act like a retard now. Hold on, I gotta.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.